Hello and welcome to the Live In Vibrancy Podcast. My name is Liv, and if you're new here, welcome. If you're returning from my podcast on Apple or Spotify, thank you for finding my new YouTube channel. We're still going to be uploading on both of those platforms, but I want to expand and start YouTube and kind of getting more of a visual feel for my podcast. It has been a little while since I've posted or recorded anything, and I took a break so that I could focus on myself and focus on my relationship with God, heal, go to therapy, go to church, grow, allow a lot of the old patterns that I was in um, to break off and for me to grow as a person overall. So, coming back into my podcast, I want to be a lot more intentional, and I also wanted God to be more included in this journey with me, with my art, and with my podcast. Um, Also, too, just learning and realizing that you taking breaks doesn't make you any more or less of an artist. It just means that, you need to take a step back and refocus actually, on what's important and refinding what your why is for even starting something like this or whatever your creative outlet or journey is or your career. Don't ever feel like you taking a step back means that you failed. It's actually the opposite because when you're coming back, it doesn't mean, oh, I have to start all the way over. No, that means that you're coming from a place with more knowledge, more experience, and more lessons learned to better equip you for your future. So, yeah, today I kind of wanted to give more of an introduction or a reintroduction because I'm definitely not the same person that started this podcast. And what I mean by that is, I initially started my podcast as an outlet for my artistry, which it still will be, but it's gonna come from more of experienced place than just an outlet. I also wanted it to be a place where you learn more about me as an artist and kind of like the behind the scenes of that. While also, too, I want to start incorporating other aspects of my art into both my podcast and my makeup journey or creative journey because I'm a person with many different interests and talents and things like that. And I feel like I started to put myself in a box because of either comfort or just kind of not really knowing the proper way to go about putting myself out there. And there's really no right or wrong way to do it. However, there are certain parts of your character that needs to develop in order for you to fully show up confidently, respectfully, humble, all of the things. And these are things that God has shown me over the past few months of me completely dedicating my life to Him and surrendering to Him fully, letting go of the past and not only the past, but the past version of myself because I feel like I was carrying her around because that's all I knew, and that's also that was kind of just like a comfort zone thing that I had to get out of. And also, that is another lesson. In order for you to receive new things, you have to let go of the old. You have to. In order to expand your capacity, in order for you to receive all that God has for you. Because, say, for example, right? It's a table and it's a bunch of chairs and all of the chairs are full, right? And you walk up to the table and you're like, oh, I have nowhere to sit. Well, if someone were to get up and remove themselves, then you would have somewhere to sit. And that goes for experiences in life, and that goes for different parts of us that no longer serve us. We have to remove those things in order for the things that are rightfully meant to be there to find their place in our lives. So, with that, it took a lot of healing, a lot of accountability, a lot of forgiveness that I didn't know that I needed to do. Um, and when you forgive people, it's not just for you. It's not just for that person, it's for you too, as well. For you to be able to move forward from that, and for you to not carry that weight. Because a lot of the times we're holding on to experiences that we had from people, and these people are living their life. Okay, they are not worried about you. They're not worried about that experience anymore. And you're taking this to the grave with whatever beef or whatever the issues are with this person. And then you'll end up attracting those same patterns, those same relationships, those same type of people, those same lessons, whatever, until you fully understand and grasp what it means to let them go. And it's not weak for you to do that either. You trying to hold on to it or trying to get revenge or whatever, that's energy that you could be putting towards something more productive, putting towards yourself, pouring into yourself and your goals. Those people did what they did, you know, and life happens, unfortunately. But that doesn't mean you need to punish yourself by not allowing yourself to be free fully from those experiences. So, with my podcast moving forward, I still want to do the same, similar type of vibe of me talking about experiences like I am now. And who knows, maybe have guests in the future. Not too sure about that yet. But right now, I really just want to be intentional with God and being obedient to. I feel like I I've known that this was what I was supposed to do for a while now, a while, and I was nervous about being perceived, question mark, and putting myself out there and not knowing what the other side of that is gonna look like. And that's just being honest. But now that I am in a different headspace, I guess you could say, it's okay to be uncomfortable because that just means that you're growing. It's okay to not fully know. That's where trusting God and having faith comes into place. And don't lean on your own understanding of what the other side of something could look like because it could be 10 times better than what you expect. And you're only thinking from your capacity. God exceeds all expectations. So with that, like you can't um move forward and backwards at the same time. Like you gotta pick a struggle and moving forward, even though it's gonna be interesting, it might be hard some days. Some days I might not, be feeling 100%, but I really want to challenge myself to show up for myself and for others because I've heard over the past few years of me doing my podcast or me just even putting my art out there how much it has helped people and how important it is to provide people a space to be themselves and an outlet and for them to not feel alone. And by me walking in my authenticity, I'm allowing other people the opportunity to do the same thing and letting them know it's okay. It's okay to not have it all together. It's okay to not know everything. It's okay to show up in certain ways that weren't the best and still keep pushing and persevering and learning from those experiences and applying them to new experiences because all of us are still learning and all of us are still growing. And I feel like nowadays, especially, which I mean, it's not to say that you shouldn't hold people accountable or you shouldn't remove yourself from certain situations or environments that aren't the safest or the best for you. But I feel like nowadays everyone is so quick to just let them go, let them go, let everyone go, let them go, let them go, and not actually try to understand people or places or things, and they end up um, just discarding people. But I feel like the same grace that we're expecting to receive from God is the same grace that we should be extending to others. And it's not to say that you forgiving that person means that you need to rekindle a relationship with them. It just means that you don't hold resentment in your heart towards people and you're able to move forward peacefully with or without those people. Sometimes people are just meant to be there for a season. Sometimes God will drop somebody in your life for 2 seconds to teach you a lesson and then dip. So, I mean, it's really just about having discernment with that, but just give people grace, you know. Um, be nice to people, be kind to people. This is something that I had to relearn because naturally, at heart, I am a very soft, genuine, nice person, but I put up a wall for a while out of fear of being hurt, which those experiences are things that I'll talk about later on down the line, because it was a lot, okay? The, the reason we're in therapy. But yeah, I had to learn that it's okay to open up to people. It's okay to experience people, but at your own pace and in a way that is still welcoming, still loving, still open and encouraging. However, it's not coming from a place of, hmm, how can I put it? I guess not desperation, but I don't know how to really put that. Desperation, for lack of better words, uh, for community and for friends. And sometimes with that, you'll end up attracting anything and welcoming anybody. And you can't do that because not everybody has your best interest. But it's a balance. Life is about balance, okay? But anyway, um, thank you for watching. Thank you for being a part of this journey with me. I hope that you stick around to learn more about yourself, to learn more about others and me as well. Um, Please be sure to treat yourself the way that you would treat a friend, um, the way that you would show up for a friend, the way that you would encourage your friends and motivate them and push them to their fullest potential. Be your own friend. Show up in a way that inspires others to do better. And also, please give yourself grace. That's kind of funny because that's something that I used to get told a lot, but I understand it now. Um, Show yourself love. And in order for you to show yourself love, you have to learn what love is. And everything starts with you. How people treat you, how the world perceives you, how opportunities go. It starts with your mindset. It starts with how you show love to yourself and the way that you treat yourself. And once you change that into what you want to see outside of you, your reality will turn into that. So yeah, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. And you can be anything that you want to be and anything that you set your mind to. That's all I have for this episode. Welcome and thank you for tuning in. I'll see you in the next one. Have a wonderful day. Bye for now.